This is Bernat Zapp yarn, made for kid projects, or teenagers, or babies. It would work for any of those, but it's made for kids originally. It's by Yarnspirations.com, and there's a free pattern on the label to make this hat. And you only need one ball of each color, so you need 2 colors of yarn to make that hat. 1 ball each. The fun part about this yarn is the little fluffy parts that you'll see popping out as you work. So it makes these little balls all by itself. Isn't that cool? I think it's awesome! You'll find a lot of other free patterns for this yarn on the Yarnspirations.com website. This color is called What's the Teal? It's the main color is a light teal, and it's got these fluorescent yellow or green blobs that come out every once in a while. Fun. It's a super bulky yarn, number 6. To knit, you need a size 11, 8mm needle. You'll get 11 stitches and 14 rows in a 4x4 inch or 10 cm square. To crochet, you need a size L, 11, 8mm hook. You'll get 9 single crochets and 10 rows in a 4x4 inch or 10 cm square. It's machine washable and dryable. Do not dry clean, do not iron, and do not bleach. 92% acrylic, 8% polyester. Each skein is 1.75 ounces or 50 grams. You'll have 54 yards or 49 meters in each skein of this yarn. It is a very fluffy center strand that has no twist. It's just a straight roving type yarn, but it's wrapped with a thread that gives it that pebbled look. And then occasionally you come across the little puff sections, which are very puffy in contrast to the rest of the strand. So there's that. I'm going to go out here, that's about 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches. So I've gone about 4 or 5 feet so far, and then there's another puff. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's shorter this time, and there's a puff. So I think that the puffs are just placed haphazardly through the skein. They're not regularly placed. I'm not sure how many puffs you will have in each skein. I guess you'll have to play with it and find out. Just like I'm about to do. So I'm going to try some crochet with it. Ooh, I didn't want to pass that fluff. I want that fluff to be involved in the first stitch. So I'm going to have a really short tail here at the beginning. I don't want to lose my little puff ball. This is a sturdy yarn, really solid. It's soft, but it's not super soft. It's just a fluffy soft. I would say that a hat would be a good choice to make with this yarn. Or a scarf, or I'm trying to think what else would be good to make with it. Ooh, wrist warmers would be fun because of those little fluffy things. I think that would be fun to have around your wrist as you're wearing them. I think you'd want to play with those fluffy balls on there. Okay, let's try some doubles. So I'm about to come across another fluff ball here. And you can't actually work with that fluff ball kind of thing. You have to either work before it or after it. So I think for this stitch I need to work after it. There. Because you can't pull that fluff section through the hole. And I think that after you finish working your project, you would want to push all of the fluffy sections through to the same side so that they'll show on the outside. Because you wouldn't want those fluffy sections to be stuck on the inside. Nobody'd see them. That'd be silly. So there. So you can see how the plain yarn works, and it has a good body to it. It's kind of not stiff, but it stands up well. And the fluff sections, this one's on this side, that one's on that side, so I think you could push it through like that. Yeah, and that way all your fluffy things are on this side. So that's kind of cool. It's almost like adding pom-poms to your project without even having to do anything. And you could push them through to either side. Now to be on that side. Yay! And I think you'd have to be careful as you're unraveling it. Those little fluffy things might interfere. It didn't interfere that time though. Ooh, it comes off easy. It's easy to unravel. It's not hard at all. So I'm surprised by that. Alright, let's try knitting with it now. Do it there. Ooh, that's hard there. There. Uh-oh, there. Got lost. Got confused. My little fluffy thing messed me up. So it's not good to have a fluffy section on the cast on row. Pass that by. For me, it's easier to work without the fluffy thing on the cast on row. You might be able to do it, but I can't. So let's try knitting here. This feels puffy, like I said before, fluffy and puffy. Feels fun as you're working with it. It'd be fun for kids to knit with a bit. They'd probably enjoy getting to the section where the fluff ball is. They'd be like, yay, this is fun. Or if you're an old hen like me, you still enjoy it. If you have a fun spirit, I'll try to have one. I'll try to be laid back and fun. Man, it's taken me a long time to get to the fluff ball. But you know, with crochet, I started with crochet. On this video, you use more yarn for crochet than you do with knitting for each row. Generally. Sometimes you'll find a difference, but generally you use more yarn with crochet than you do with knitting. So just the standard part of the yarn works a little bit like Softy Chunky does. Reminds me of that feel. Do one more row of knit. So I've done quite a bit without having a fluffy section, haven't I? I think I'm coming up on one. Yay! Let's do one more row of knit. So when you get to that fluffy part, you got to be careful how you're holding the yarn so it doesn't affect your tension. So there, finally, we got a fluffy part. Yay! It was easy to knit. It's easier to knit than it was to crochet those fluffy sections. Let's do another row of knit, and then I'll do a row of pearls. Here is going to be tight because we've got to be careful with that fluffy part. But it wasn't impossible. Just have to be a little careful at the fluffy sections. I think this is fun. It would be fun to make a headband with this, wouldn't it? With those little puff balls on there. And I think it's called Zapp because of the colors that they use for this yarn. It's fluorescent and happy and bright. Made for kids. Or young at heart people like me. There. Has good stitch definition, but I don't think I would want to work cables knowing that you'd have those fluffy things every once in a while. That would be a pain. So stick with simple stitch designs and have your little fluffy things there. Fun! I hope you enjoy working with Bernat Zapp yarn. Talk to you later. Bye.